welcome back. It's Miss Walters and we're ready for our Phonological Awareness lesson. Remember, reading starts with what? Your ears. That's right. When we hear those sounds, it helps us become better readers. So it always begins with our ears. So let's look at our rhyming for today. Remember, we're playing the game Odd Man Out. So let's look at the blue rectangle. Look at this first picture. This man looks like he's freezing. It's in the snow and he's shaking. So we have the word freeze, ease, and then we have swim. Let's see if those rhyme. Freeze, swim, E-M. I don't think those match. Let's try freeze with the last picture here. We have a picture of cheese. Let's see if that rhymes. Freeze, cheese, E. Those two rhyme. Freeze rhymes with cheese. What about the yellow rectangle? We have a cat and a house. Let's see if that rhymes. Cat, house, at, owl. Does that rhyme? No, not those two. Let's try house with the last picture. Mouse. Ready? House, mouse, owl, owl. That rhymes. We hear the owl sound at the end of house and mouse. Great job. We've really been working on that rhyming. Let's start working on our syllables. Now, every syllable has to have at least one what? That's right, vowel sound. And we have two types of syllables. We have jelly bean. Those are the ones you can take in one bite. And then we have elephant. You know, that could be 2, 3, 4, 5, or 6. We have to break those syllables or those words down into smaller syllables and take several bites. So let's look at our jelly bean words for today. We have rocks. We can say that in one bite, rocks. We have a shirt. Shirt. We could say that in one bite. Boat. Boat. We can say that in one bite. And web. Only takes one bite to say web. But look at our elephant words. How many syllables do we have to break those words down into? Let's try this first one. Watermelon. Watermelon. It takes 3 bites to say that word. What about this picture? Chalkboard. Chalkboard. It takes 2 bites to say chalkboard. What about hammer? Hammer. It takes 2 bites to say hammer. What about ladybug? Ladybug. How many bites does it take to say the word ladybug? Ladybug. It takes 3 bites to say the word ladybug. So let's look at how we break those words down. Here are some more elephant words, and we're going to break those down into smaller pieces. And remember, we call those smaller pieces syllables. So we have a pineapple. Let's see how we break that down. Pine-apple. We break it into 3 syllables. What about birthday? You have your birthday. You might have one of these birthday cakes. Let's break that birthday down. Ready? Birthday. It takes 2 bites to say that word. We have 2 syllables. What about spaghetti? How many bites does it take to say the word spaghetti? Let's try that. Spaghetti. How many syllables? Spaghetti. That's right. We have to take 3 bites or say 3 syllables to say the word spaghetti. All right, so looking at those jelly bean words or those syllables, we know that they are made up of even smaller parts. We have a beginning, middle, and end part of those syllables. So we have sounds at the beginning, middle, and end. So let's look at this first picture. What sound do we hear at the beginning of the word gum? G, gum. What consonant makes the G sound? Did you say G? That's correct. We have the consonant G at the beginning of the word gum. What about fox? What consonant do we hear at the beginning of the word fox? Ox. Fox. Did you say F? That's correct. We hear the F sound for the consonant F at the beginning of the word fox. What about log? What sound do you hear at the beginning of the word log? Ul, ah, g. We hear the ul sound for L at the beginning of the word log. Ul. What about bus? Bus. B-us. Bus. What consonant do we hear there? Did you say B? That's correct. We hear the consonant B at the beginning of the word bus. B-us. Bus. All right, let's look at the medial or middle sounds. Remember, those are our vowels that we hear in our words or syllables. So we have 5 vowel sounds. We have A, E, I, O, U. So those sounds are the things that we hear. So A says ah, I says I, O says ah, E says eh, and U says I may have said those out of order, but you get it. So we have gum. What vowel sound do we hear in the middle of the word gum? G, gum. Did you hear that sound? So we have a U in the middle of the word gum. What about fox? What vowel do we hear in the middle of the word fox? Ox. Did you hear that ah sound? That's correct. We have an O that says ah in the middle of the word fox. What about log? Ul, ah, g. Log. Do you hear that ah sound? We have another O in the middle of the word log. What about bus? B-us. Do you hear that sound? We have a U in the middle of the word bus. Now let's look at the final sound. We're going back to those consonants for that final sound. What is the final sound for the end of the word gum? What letter says That's right, the consonant M says What about fox? What letter is at the end of the word fox? It says x, x. What letter makes that x sound? That's right, X is the consonant at the end of the word fox. What about log? Log. What letter makes that sound? G. G. G is at the end of the word log. What about bus? What letter says S? That's right, the consonant S says S at the end of the word bus. Great job. Now let's look at our language. And today we're looking at synonyms. Remember, yesterday we looked at antonyms. We're looking at opposites. Today we're looking at synonyms. Those are words that are similar or have almost the same meaning. So we have here start and begin. Both of those mean almost the same thing. When you start something, you might turn it on or start, or if you begin a race, that has a similar meaning. Fall and autumn. Sometimes people say that the season is fall. Sometimes they use the word autumn. But fall and autumn have almost the same meaning. What about throw and toss? Both of them have you throwing or tossing a ball. You see this young man here is throwing a snowball, and they're tossing a ball back and forth to each other. and they have similar meanings. Throw and toss mean almost the same thing. All right, let's look at our riddles. So did you have a word? Did you think of a D word? Because we had dog yesterday. A word that began with the D sound. Well, I have a duck. That begins with the D sound. Who has a word that begins like K in kangaroo? Remember that was that tricky one. K has that. We had two consonants that make that K sound. But which one is like kangaroo? K. Well, I have a key. It begins with a K, and K also says K. What about who has a word that begins like like in a mouse? Can you think of a word that begins with like in mouse? Well, I have a moon. Moon begins with a sound. Who has a word that begins like in octopus? Can you think of a word that has the sound like in octopus? Tell your teacher that word tomorrow. Great job. You're going to be fabulous readers. Very proud of you. Until next time, bye.